What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I, of course, am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having a great Saturday night. It is hot as hell out today. I feel like I'm going to have a heat stroke, to be real with you, but was excited to come on, talk a little bit of birds with you tonight. Had a guest on last night. Scotty Talks. Hopefully you guys were able to check that out. Check out his work, doing great things. So definitely check out that interview. It was great to talk some Sixers and some birds. But tonight, I wanted to get into, the topic. Let's be real here. It's been the topic for 3 months now, almost. Holy hell. We've been talking about the fact that the Eagles, it's pretty concerning at the outside corner position. Let's be real here. We desperately, I think, need an outside corner. And I like the young guys we have. I like the defensive backs we have and are going to compete. But let's be real, most of them are nickel cornerbacks. They are not outside cornerbacks. Avonte Maddox, talked about last year, should not be starting outside. Well, he was starting outside. Get rid of Sidney Jones, Rasul Douglas. I was pissed, and we found out what happened. Love you, Avonte, but you need to be used in a role where you're just a defensive back, used as a nickel corner, a free safety, whatever you want to call it. Don't care. Certain matchups, yes, he can be utilized. Help out on special teams. It'd be great. But outside corner, not the job for you. If he starts inside to start the year, I totally understand. I think Zach McPherson could take that job from him, be the starting inside corner, but as the years progress, Zach McPherson could be an outside corner. We talked about when we drafted him how much I like the fact that he can play outside. He can play inside. He can play zone. He can play man. Really excited about him, but I don't want to throw him out to the Wolves right away, put him outside starting next to Darius Slay. I just don't think that's the right move. I don't even want to start him inside, even though I think he's more talented than Avonte Maddox and will eventually be that starter this year. I just think these guys are young. We know what happens when we rush people into things. We see what happens to these guys not progressing. Not good. So we want to take this slow, help these guys improve their game wherever they need it. And I think this coaching staff is going to do just that. So very excited, but still, there is a concern for me. What's going on, Steven? Thanks for tuning in. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. You have any questions, any kind of comments, please feel free to throw them my way. We'll talk about whatever you want, but right now, I just wanted to talk about, I mention it, I feel every single day that I want us to sign, Steven Nelson. But the question really is, are the Eagles interested in cornerback Steven Nelson? We've been talking about this guy. Like I said, the first video I made is about 10 minutes after he got released. I think that we need to sign him. That was my whole message, and it's still my damn message almost 90 days later. So let's be real here. I am very adamant about signing him because I think he'd be perfect. It would allow some of these young guys to learn and grow under a pretty decent cornerback. And I love Darius Slay, and I think pairing him with someone like Steven Nelson is a no-brainer move. So I don't know why we're still talking about it, but the topic has been brought up again. And Adam Kaplan said a few days ago, as we have mentioned here, that, the Eagles are definitely interested. And I've tried to display this to everybody out there that, yes, they are interested. The problem is the money. He wants over $3 million, about $4 or $5 million is what the chatter is, but we're looking to give him around $3 million. Now, that is not the cap number, and some people get a lot of these numbers mixed up. A lot of people don't know what the cap is. A lot of people get confused about how the rookie contracts are going to affect the salary cap. So a lot of confusion out there. Are we interested? Can we be interested? Do we even have the cap space to sign someone like a Steven Nelson? So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we are going to get into tonight. So if you have any questions or comments about Steven Nelson, please feel free to do so. Any questions about the cap? Feel free to do so. Any other questions? Throw them my way. Feeling pumped up tonight, ready to run through a wall. I saw Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts. It was just a throw. But you know me, I get excited seeing anything Eagles. I just need my birds back. I was getting pumped. Then, of course, he saw some people getting upset about it. Some people get upset about the throwback jerseys, all these other things. I don't know what everybody's so upset about. I just want my birds, and I want to feel optimistic about my birds. So that's what I'm going to stick with. So right now, feeling optimistic that we can, get the word out there that, well, the Eagles do have cap space, and there is hope, and there is time to sign Steven Nelson. So some people, why would you want Steven Nelson? I want Richard Sherman. Now, Richard Sherman's a little bit older, But you see here, let's take a gander at Steven Nelson's career. Played with Andy Reid his first 4 years. Didn't start his first year, didn't really even play. He had some special teams work there, but started the next year, I think like 15 out of 15 games. And then it was like 7 out of 9, something like that. And he's missed I think he started 15 out of 15 the last couple of years in Pittsburgh. So usually pretty dependable, but you see the stats, pretty decent numbers there. And, you you take numbers with a grain of salt, but you see that he's productive. He's got the tackles for loss, pass breakups, interceptions, not necessarily forcing any fumbles out there, but Jonathan Gannon can improve anybody here. And I think he's perfect. Bring him in. It's a no-brainer move for me. And I can't stress it enough. Eagles, sign Steven Nelson, make the money work. You can. I understand the cap situation. We're going to get into those numbers in a second here, but the money can work and you can make it work. And I understand you put yourself in cap hell. You have almost $50 million in dead money this year because, well, Carson Wentz and all the other effing players you have here with the dead money, he was like 33 million alone, and that destroyed the record. Like that's it had to be done. I get it, but that is horrible when you're looking at, oh, good job, Howie. You got us out of this hole. It's like, yeah, but you also put us in this hole. So we temper our praise here, but we're going to look at things here. We do have some cap space. Howie, the way he made things work with Eric Wilson, Ant Harris, Joe Flacco, Nick Mullins, Richard, all these guys under 2 million, 1 million when it comes to cap hits. That's brilliant. It's what you need to do. So what you're looking at is, do we have the cap space? If you can get Steven Nelson signed and have his cap hit be under 2 million, do we have that kind of money? But also there's some other chatter. Some people don't want Steven Nelson. So threw together here some names of the top free agent cornerbacks out there available. At the top, my guy, Steven Nelson. Then, there are some veteran guys out there that could also come in and help some of these younger guys. Richard Sherman. I wouldn't be against it. I know a lot of people feel strongly they wouldn't want him here. I would happily take a very smart guy that is one of the best I've ever watched. I know he doesn't exactly play like he used to, but just that mental he has that he could bring to the locker room, I'd be all for it. Prince Amukamara, he didn't even work. I think he tried to make it on the Raiders and like Cardinals last year. Didn't work out. So, washed up in my opinion. But did decent with the Bears, but the Bears just had a really good defense. I think he really tricked some people there. Gary and Conley hasn't really, lived up to expectations, but I think, still there's some promise there. And like I said, you saw what Jonathan Gannon did with Xavier Rhodes. Maybe he could do the same for Gary and Conley. So a little bit of hope maybe there left for him. Drake Kirkpatrick, another one. A lot of these guys you see a few years ago, really high on a lot of people's draft boards, things like that. Now it's just like, ugh. That guy kind of sucks. EJ Gaines, I thought he did pretty well in Buffalo. Not somebody that's going to, jump off the charts. Obviously, he's still a free agent here, so that's why. But, almost 30, so getting up there. But, hey, he's another veteran if you're not going to go after Steven Nelson. LaShawn Sims actually was somebody I like, big-bodied. I think, he would be okay if you weren't going after Steven Nelson. Keep in mind here, ladies and gentlemen, that picture right there is the guy I want. Just throwing it out there because a lot of people have to mention other names. And look, I love that you guys want. Tell me who you want. That's what I want. But I'm telling you, Steven Nelson would be the perfect fit, I think, just over these guys. But always down to hear your guys' opinions on why you feel someone else would be a better fit. DJ Hayden, another guy that fell off, man. A little bit of a reach there of a pick. But, hey, maybe, once again, Jonathan Gannon to help him out. Phillip Gaines, I think, that's one of the guys that nobody really talks about too much. And he's like 30. He really never lived up to expectations. But last played for Houston. Maybe we could get something out of him. And then you're looking at Cordrea Tankersley. And guys, I had to put some of these names on here because if you remember this was a picture. Some of it was from, well, the names at least were from 3 months ago. So took some guys out. There's not much left out there, but I stuck with the outside corners. I didn't put guys like a Brian Poole, anybody like that. I believe Buster Screen might still be available out there, but regardless, there are outside corners out there that would make me feel more comfortable and allow someone like Zach McPherson to, grow and get better before he's just thrown into the fire. So I wouldn't mind a couple of those other guys I mentioned, but Steven Nelson, please, for the love of God, sign Steven Nelson. Now, a lot of people, when we mention this in a show or, I see it online or talking with somebody, and the question always comes up, hey, what's going on with the cap space? What's it look like? A lot of things are happening right now where you look it up and it's a different number here, there, the other. Rookie signings are happening. And it seems that some people don't understand how the rookie signings affect the cap. So, whereas everybody was looking at every time they got signed, they were just deducting that off the salary cap. That is not how that works. They were just taking the top three, only the top three rookies. Their cap hits are going to affect the salary cap because the salary cap is based off of the top 51 contracts on the team. So, the bottom three guys all getting paid $850,000. You take those away for your top three draft guys. We already saw the numbers. We have the numbers for Devontae Smith and Milton Williams. The only person who has not signed yet is Landon Dickerson. So went to NFL Players Association, grabbed the salary cap number that we have right now with the Richard Rodgers signing and the Nick Mullen signings most recently. And then you add in the two rookies I just mentioned, the only ones that will actually affect the cap. The salary cap we have right now is $4,720,771. So we've got some cap space. Okay. And you're looking at that. And then you hear people, oh, yeah, but the rookies, the other rookies are already accounted for. Only one we're missing is Landon Dickerson. Now, once again, with Dickerson not being there, we talked about how these guys have to replace, the bottom of the 51. So let's take a look at what. Now, first off, Spot Track had it dead on. Before these signings even happened with the rookies, they had the numbers for Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, and Milton Williams. And they were dead on with Milton Williams and Devontae Smith. So looking at Landon Dickerson, we're just going to go with the number that they gave because, well, they were dead on with the other ones. So we're looking at his number. That's $1,573,940. That's how much of a cap hit he has. Altogether, that was the three of them combined. That doesn't matter right now. The other two are already accounted for. Now, and I'm sorry, guys, doing the math on you here, but I'm doing the math for you, so you don't have to. But I wanted to make this video that way. There's a lot of confusion out there, and just be able to post this and show, like, this is how the cap is working. This is the money we're going to have. So now we're taking that number, Landon Dickerson's cap hit, and we're trading it out with that last player on the 51-man salary. So his $850,000, you subtract that from the $1,573,940, and you get the cap difference here. We're taking this number, the $723,940. That's the number we are interested in right now. Once he signs, that is the number right there, $723,940. That is the number that is being taken off of our salary cap. So where people keep thinking all these millions are coming in, this is what our salary cap is going to look like after we sign Landon Dickerson. You take the current cap that we have right now, that $4,720,771, and you subtract that number we just talked about, the Dickerson cap difference, $723,940, and here is your cap space after the Dickerson signing, $3,996,831. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the cap space to sign Steven Nelson. And not only Steven Nelson, you could sign a KJ Wright, someone that's been mentioned, any of those other corners. Maybe there's another position you're interested in. And you got to realize if it's a lower end guy, their cap might not really affect the salary cap too much. And also keep in mind you're replacing. So if he has a $2 million cap hit, and keep in mind, as I said, Eric Wilson, Ant Harris, Joe Flacco, all under $2 million cap hits. So if you can keep Steven Nelson under a $2 million cap hit, you're replacing it with the $850,000. Maybe he's only costing you $1 million on that cap. You still almost have $3 million. Now, last year, we held on to $22 million at the end of the year, something like that, because, we needed to roll over. We knew we were going to be in cap hell, as it was said. And then we got rid of Carson, which really screwed us. So we needed that rollover. This year, we're not going to have as much. Sometimes you want to hold on to a little bit because, you never know what's going to happen throughout the season. Want to be able to, adjust, make moves. But we do have the cap space, ladies and gentlemen, and then some. So I know there are some misconceptions out there that the Eagles are screwed, but it ain't so, ladies and gentlemen. And there is time. So let's have a little faith here that the Philadelphia Eagles will continue to build as they have, and the name of the game this offseason was patience. Let's have patience. Let's not go into free agency, losing our mind, expecting, us to get all the big names. No, we did it smart. Got the Ant Harrises of the world, Eric Wilson, Joe Flacco, Andrew Adams on special teams. You got Kerryon Johnson under $1 million. Richard Rodgers back under $1 million. Nick Mullins going to help you out immensely in the preseason. Other than that, not much. But you're making smart moves, and they're not costing you that much. That's key right here. And Howie does know how to work with numbers, but he's the one that got us in this hell in the first place. So it's been a very, very fun offseason keeping up with these damn numbers and trying to keep you guys up to date with what the hell is happening here. But as I said, if we just strap in, hold on, we're going to have cap space. And we have had that cap space, and we're using it wisely. And we have enough right now that we could still add guys before camp. And don't think that these coaches aren't sitting there right now looking at what they saw. And this, that whole, even all three phases of these workouts we just had, they're all very weird because it was like individual drills and little things. There were no 11 on 11s, no 7 on 7s. So Sirianni said how much he liked it because, he was able to individually talk to these guys, see what their strengths are, their weaknesses. So you're going to build on that. I hope. And you're also going to build on the fact that where are the big weaknesses as these guys as a whole. So outside corner, I think, would be the one they're going to come up with. I would hope. And I think Gannon's aware of that. I think Denard Wilson, the defensive backs coach, is aware of that. I think all these guys know that, we definitely need an outside corner. And if not, Zach McPherson, I hope he can hold it down. I don't want to see Avante out there. I'll be real with you. I know the pass rush is going to help that secondary immensely, but I would just much rather see an outside corner like Steven Nelson on the outside. And I know you got the money to do it, Howie. So don't be a cheapskate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the show for tonight. I'm going to get rolling out, continue to enjoy my Saturday night. I hope you guys are all having a great Saturday. Hope you're staying safe out there. If you need anything, you can always reach out to me, whether it be about the birds or you just want to talk about life. I appreciate the friendships I've made here, man. I do. You can use social media for good. Who would have thought? But I love it. I thank you guys all for tuning in, for checking me out on all these platforms, for hitting that like button, retweeting, subscribing to the YouTube channel. You guys are truly awesome, and I can't thank you enough for your support. But I am going to get rolling out. I'm sweating my ass. I'm dying here. I'll be real with you. It's so hot. Wasn't ready for this. Wasn't ready. But if you guys are watching this later, you want to comment, you have any questions about the cap or Steven Nelson, anything, please feel free. I always try to get back to you as soon as I can. But have a great weekend. I will be back tomorrow. And as always, go Birds!